Alright gang, welcome back to our survival challenge on New Frontier. It's October day 1 and today, well today is a good day gang. As you can tell, I have found enough money to get the baler wrapper. I'm amped up about this. We're actually going to make some decent money off of all these bales on the ground here. And some of the grass is growing here. Now, we talked a lot about this area, right, that we had issues with in the last episode. Hold on a second here, gang. Microphone is... I always have issues with this microphone every time we decide to start an episode. Anyway, the grass looks normal, but when you get up from above, it still has that weird texture in the bottom. So I don't think this is going to be good grass again, no matter what we do. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be. And we're going to potentially, today, begin, at least start to begin, I should say, plowing up a field. And it's really going to be where I just showed you. It's going to probably be kind of I showed you at the end of the last episode, but kind of somewhere like in this, and then come up here and around. Basically, just try to take care of all this area here that we know is not going to produce good grass. We're going to attempt it. And we're underway with wrapping. Now, I utilized a darker green here. I like the color. So we're going to go with that. It's more like a... I don't even know what you would call that. It's almost like a teal, sort of. I need to turn on auto unload. Now, I hope, not that we're going to really do it on here very often, but yeah, okay, good. I was going to say, I hope I can still pick these up, so off camera, if I want to, I can do so. Like I said, I'm going to do the best I can on camera. It's not always going to be that way to do it the more traditional, the universal way, the way we should be doing it. But off camera, when I need to do some work off camera, it's going to help me out a lot, so. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Things are not doing too bad here. As best I can be, all things considered. It's exciting having all these bales, though. It's going to take us a while to do this. There's a lot of bales here. We could mow some more grass, and honestly, we might, but we don't really have a ton more. We'd have to go up the hill, up by our log cabin, really, to get some more grass, and we certainly can do that. So we might do some of that today. But we're also going to do a little bit of tree work. I don't necessarily know how much of it will actually be on camera or not, but we will do some tree work. We need to get a little bit more money so we can get the plow that I want to get. Well, actually, I think I'm going to get a subsoiler over a plow. Those of you who've been around for a while know, and if you're new, mostly the reason why I'm saying a subsoiler is I actually prefer a plow that's evenly distributed, I guess is how I'm going to put it, versus the staggered approach of what your typical plow would be. It's just easier for me to make an actual, well, I was going to say it's easier for me to make an actual perfect square, but I'm never going to make a perfect square. If you've watched my triple threat challenge, you know for a fact I can't make those squares perfectly straight. I have issues with that most of the time, so... but you get what I mean. I can do the best I can to attempt to make a more traditional squared off field. It's exciting, man. It's taken us, is this episode 4 now? Yeah, it's episode 4. 4 episodes to get to the point where we can actually bale, all of the actual grass that we've mowed up, right, and that we've put into a bale, right? It's taken us a while to get to this point, and a lot of trees. I've had to sell a lot of trees. Now, I did go with the approach that I know a number of you mentioned in the comments, and it's a great approach. I really should have been doing it from the beginning, but I didn't for whatever reason. I attempted to start going and literally searching out the big, massive trees, at least for right now. Some of the smaller ones, they're just not worth it to drive all the way up there. So we'll, kind of keep those mostly here until we run out of the big trees, obviously. And hopefully, by that time, though, we'll have a, more solidified farm going here, with some fields and among a couple of other things. And then hopefully we'll have some kind of production as well that will help assist with that, right? If we have a production that we can put the wood in, it'd be very useful. The big problem is, as I've mentioned a number of times already, the small ones are just simply not going to work, and the big ones are outrageous. They cost so much money. So much money. So as you can tell, I mean, I'm not doing a perfect job of it, but I'm trying to kind of move all of these out of the middle area, because that's what I said was going to be, you know, our new field, right? We're going to plow that field up as much as we can here. It may not be done today, but maybe if we at least get the outline done, right? We have to sell some trees to get there, but if we get the outline done, I'd be pretty happy with that. But it just depends. But I'm just going to kind of keep all of these bales kind of separated from that little area as much as I can. I might have to move a couple of them, but shouldn't have to move too many of them. If I just pick these up and kind of drop them off elsewhere, right, we'll be in good shape. I'm actually going to put this back down here because we had talked about, and I haven't done it yet, obviously, but we talked about putting a shed right up in there, so I kind of want to keep this out of the way. Not that I couldn't just move it, but, you know, since I have the ability to move them right now, I might as well utilize that to my advantage and get it over in a location or an area that I think will be a little bit easier for us to manage. And I'm just going to climb right over that bale. Good job, Z. Way to go, buddy. But yeah, hopefully you're all doing well. It's been a productive week for me. I've got a lot of videos done. Well, I say a lot of videos done, but I'm still behind from where I would like to be. But I do have, I think, 4 or 5 now in the backlog. They may not all be out there for my members. Speaking of that, if you want to become a member, this is one of the perks you get. You get access to any video, every single series, any video that I have complete and uploaded and ready to go. You get access to that early, regardless if it's 2 weeks ahead of time or if it's 1 day at a time. You get access to that. That's one of the perks. But I think I have about 5 now, I think, already loaded up and ready to go. So I'm getting there. I'm catching up finally. Many of you who've been around for a while know that my goal is to have 5 videos ready to go. And what I mean by ready to go is not necessarily that they're uploaded, but I've had them edited and I've got them, you know, done for the most part, and I've got the, you know, the thumbnail done and everything else. It's just a matter of me getting them uploaded on YouTube. My internet's not terrible, but it's not the best internet you can get. It's certainly not the most expensive one you can buy. But it's not terrible, but it does take me a while to upload them. And if I do any uploading throughout the day, and what I mean by throughout the day is, let's say I have, you know, a video that I, you know, turned on in the morning before I went to work, and I started uploading it. Well, if my wife happens to be working from home, she evidently had her computer for work goes to a crawl. So really, when I'm uploading these videos, I kind of have to do them overnight most of the time. Or if we're not, you know, at our house for whatever reason, maybe you have plans or something, or we're going to be gone for a couple hours, then I will, you know, do it then. But otherwise, they have to be at night. So sometimes it just takes me a little bit longer. And if I upload 4 or 5 at a time on YouTube, it feels like it takes 4 times as long to upload those than if I was to do them one at a time. I don't know why. I can't explain that. It's just what it feels like. I don't even know if that's the true statement or not, but it's what it feels like. But before we finish this last bit, we should talk about this wrapper that I got. So it's the Go Wheel, I think that's how you say it, with some Ranny Wrap on it. So again, Ranny Wrap is a new item for FS25. Ranny Wrap was not involved whatsoever in any of the other Farming Simulator games, so it's nice to have them around. And not only that, to try to help offset a little bit of the OP-ness that baling was in FS22. You now have a limit, right? You've got a bale wrap, so you have to continue to buy more wrap. Whereas before, it was just unlimited. I mean, there was no limit. You could just keep on baling, nonstop. So, very similar to the baler itself with the string and everything to keep the bale together. Same thing here with the wrap. You have to buy more wrap at one point. So I think we got them all. That's a number of bales here. That's going to give us a decent profit when it is time to sell those. We're going to have to get a trailer, right? I'm not sure if I want to go, or if how I feel, I guess is what I should say, about... Come on, let's fold this thing up. There we go. I'm not sure how I feel about an auto-load trailer on this series. I'm thinking no, because I'm just talking about, picking up bales by hand, and I'm not going to do that unless I absolutely have to on camera, right? If I do it, it's going to be off-camera stuff. So I'm kind of thinking no on that. But I don't know. right? I don't know. I might. Oh, I still have the time on 1. Hold on a second here, gang. Sorry, I was doing some tree work this morning. That's how I was able to purchase that. I need to move the speed back up here to 5. So apologize for that, but anyway. So I don't know. I'm going to think about the auto load trailer. It's probably going to be a no, honestly. It's not even probably. It's going to be a no. I can already tell you that. Yeah, it's well, maybe I change my mind as we get a little bit, later on into the series, potentially. At that point, I feel like we've, gone far enough that maybe it doesn't really matter anymore, but let me show you what I'm talking about here first with the subsoiler. So here's your plows, right? And we've got some decent ones out here, 7,500. That's not a terrible price. It's 1.2 meters. It's not a very wide meter. If we go to a subsoiler, we can create a field with subsoilers. I don't know if this one will allow you to do it. I think it does. I could be wrong. But I also downloaded this Case IH14, and I know for a fact that this one does. It will allow you to do it, and it has a 9-blade option. It's $14,000. It's really not that expensive. We've got to get 10 grand. That's basically 1.5 of those big, massive trees. It's not too bad. We can definitely do that. If we get that, we could even go less than that if we wanted to. We go to 10. We go to a 5-blade if we want. But I feel like, given the series, the type of series it is, and that we're creating our own fields and not just modifying fields or extending fields, I think the 9-blade is the way to go. 5.1 meters doesn't require any kind of horsepower whatsoever. So our tractor our tractor's big anyway, but it could easily pull it no matter what. So the question here becomes, can we find another big tree? So this is how I've been kind of doing it. I was kind of going to mostly a bird's eye view here. Here's one. See this big dog right here? These are the ones we're looking for. Now, we might have to chop down some of the other trees around it to get to some of them. But that's what we're looking for, those. And there's a little bit more than you think there are. There's not many, because they're all kind of hidden back here in the back now. But at least on the surface, there's not many, I guess I should say. But there's a decent amount. And our land goes to about somewhere right in here. Right here on this line somewhere. So all of these trees, at least I think most of these trees back here and all the way around to our line, which is somewhere in this vicinity and over, I'm fine to get rid of all these trees. I really don't need them. I don't care if they're all gone. These are the ones, like I talked about. I'm not going to get rid of any of these that are in the near vicinity of our little ponds here. I don't want to get rid of any of those at all. These back here by the house, I'm not really sure yet. I'm impartial to. I might get rid of some of them, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. These up here, I really don't care if we get rid of them. We can get rid of these, and maybe some of these over here that are a little bit further away, we can get rid of it too. But we don't have a whole, the grass line at least, it was right here, so there's not really a whole lot we can get rid of. Maybe some of these, but it might look a little awkward if we did that. Hopefully all that makes sense. If it doesn't, sorry. Do the best I can. A couple other notes really quick about woodworking and forestry in general, I guess. There's been a number of people who have commented and saying, why don't you just pull the whole tree up to the sawmill and chop it up there? Well, I've tested that. I've tested it twice. So I've tested pulling a tree out of our land onto somebody else's land, or just a general plot of land. So I've pulled one from 43 into 42. I've even pulled it all the way over to 48 and then tried it, on the way up here. It tells me I cannot cut this tree. A lot of people are saying if I pull it up to the sawmill and I don't take it into the sawmill and I just cut it on the outside out here, it'll allow me to cut it. I tested it. It didn't work. So unless I'm doing something wrong, gang, I don't think it's possible. Maybe it's a map-by-map situation. I don't know. But no matter what I'm able to no matter what I try, I guess I should say, I'm unable to do so. So we'll leave it at that. All right, so there is a big tree here. I think this one will be relatively easy to get out. We might have to get... We're probably going to get rid of a few trees to do it. But I don't think it'll be too bad. I think if I get rid of this tree here and this tree here, this lodgepole pine, I think it's an easy access out. Now, we might hit some of these bales. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to move these over, if you'll bear with me for the minute. As I said, I wasn't going to do a whole lot of this on camera, but when we need to do stuff like this, it's just really easy for me just to pick them up and move them out of the way. So I think that's the way to go. As we get rid of these two trees, we should be able to easily pull that out. I mean, it's wide open once we get rid of that tree, really. I mean, possibly this tree too, but I still think we can get through it with just this one. So let's do that. How do we want to cut this? How do we want to cut this? I guess that way? I promise, there's not going to be a ton of tree work today. And whatever it is, as far as tree work goes, I will do a lot of it off camera, I promise. But we're going to do this beginning portion here on camera until I start heading up to the shop, and then obviously I'll just do a little bit of a jump cut there. But if we're unable to get to the amount with this tree and the big tree here, whatever is left, you know, I'll just do it on off camera. And I'll talk about it once we get there, but... Now, the other thing I want to try to do, and it probably won't happen in this episode, but maybe between this episode and the next one, and what I mean by between is, you know, off camera from this episode to the next one, there may be a greenhouse that pops up, potentially. I kind of want to think about it a little bit more on where I want to put the greenhouse at. I want it to be relatively close to our pond, because we want to utilize the pond, you know, for the water, for free water, right? But I don't want it to be right up there and imposing our view, right? So it's probably going to be over there maybe somewhere, or back in here maybe, because our yard is going to kind of be over here, I think. At least for right now, that's my vision. It may change once we get some more money and we clear some more things. You know, that obviously might change, but right now that's the vision I have for it. At least I think the yard would be good there. Actually, am I doing that the right way? Slightly more this way. There we go. That'll work. All right. We'll take care of that. Quick note, really quick. I saw right before I started doing this video. I don't know if you joined later today or if it was just a little bit ago. I don't know, but I do have a new member on the channel, so I want to just do a quick welcome to the channel to Tony S. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I'll make a note in the members only posts, but I will try to update your name at the end of this episode in the credits there. Some of the other ones that I already have uploaded and they're already done, that one won't be on there, but starting with this video and moving forward, maybe even before that, it really depends. I don't really recall what I have done and on YouTube already, but any of those that are already on YouTube, your name won't be on the end credits, but moving forward from this one on, it will be. Because I don't have any other videos done after this one, as far as the schedule goes. So I know for a fact this one will have your name at the end, and moving forward it will also be there. But thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And a little quick shameless plug, if you are interested in becoming a member, you're welcome to do so. There's a description down, well, there's a link in the description down below. Easy for me to say. And you get access to videos like this one and all the other series early, whenever they're ready, regardless if it's 2 weeks in advance or if it's a day in advance. You get access to them early, so you can watch them whenever you want. And there are many other perks you get as well, including a members-only series that I'm running once a month. So, some cool stuff there. So if you're interested, go check it out. It's not too bad. It's not too expensive or anything like that. It's pretty inexpensive. So, and you're supporting me, so I appreciate it. All right, shameless plug over. Let's get back to it here. So I'm going to pull this sucker out of here. Hopefully, we have no issues. We didn't have too many issues with that one. So hopefully it's the same thing here, this one. Oh, we're stuck on something. What are we stuck on? Oh boy, what are we stuck on? It's got to be that tree that it's kind of holding it up. It's kind of an awkward spot here. These stupid trees right here. I hate these things more than anything else. I hate them. They're just not even trees. They're just bushes. But I hate them. I hate them so much. Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was. I am not going the way I said I was going to go, am I? Oh boy. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Beep, beep, beep. I want to get in first-person view. I'm just getting a little lost there for a minute. Lost in the sauce of all the trees and all the issues with that stupid bush. What did I say, brush? It's a mix between bush and brush. Bush? Brush? Oh, boy. What a day. What a day. So today at work, I'm just going to rant for a minute, gang. You guys know sometimes I like to rant, so just bear with me for a minute. I'm going to rant for a little bit. So today at work, some of you know, I'm a project manager for a very small software company. But if you're new and you don't know, now you know. So I work a lot of demanding hours. I'm always on call, right? So I might, you know, it might be 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Doesn't happen very often, but there's times when it does, and I might have to, you know, jump on a call for some kind of emergency issue, right? Sucks, but it's part of my job. Well, so today we were working on some schedules, right? I was scheduling out some stuff for different deliveries and things like that to our client, and man, I couldn't get anybody to be on my side. There was like 3 people on my side, and everybody thought everybody else was being crazy, and everybody thought I was being crazy. It was just a big, massive argument. I ended up winning somehow, which is good, right? I should be winning as the project manager. I should know what's going on. But man, it was just, it took everything out of me. I know that sounds stupid. It sounds like, oh, that's not even that hard of work. And you're right, it's not. But mentally, it was draining, I guess is how I would put it. I'm going to put it that way. Mentally draining. It was a mentally draining day today. Why am I telling you that? I don't know. Because I just felt like telling you that I had a day today, I guess is all. And so some of the things I'm doing might be, I don't know, weird? Weird's not the right word. What am I looking for? Loony? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, gang, but we'll go with it and see what happens. So we can take one more tree. 4 is the max you can take with this winch. I'm going to leave that tree as it is because I think we're going to get 4 pieces out of that. We're probably going to cut it. It's a little bit taller than this one is. So let's just get a smaller tree that we can kind of pull. We really don't need a big tree at all. We need it to be kind of a smaller tree. I probably should have taken one back there, honestly. There were some smaller ones over there, but too late now, I guess. These are a little bit too big, I think, but you know what? Let's just take one of these suckers. Why not? I guess we take one of these birch ones, I guess, right? One of these small birch ones over here. Yeah, let's take one of these. Man, you walk so slow with the chainsaw, which I guess kind of makes sense, but you're so used to FS25 and how fast you were. You could run with it, basically. Now, this tree's not going to give us anything. This gives us basically nothing at all. But I mean, we can carry 4, so we might as well carry another one. That's how I feel, right? All right, we're on our way. I will see you at the shop, and we'll see what we get. I do think we're going to have to do probably one more trip. I really do. I mean, we got 4 grand. If we can get 6,000 out of this, that would be good. Sometimes we get 8. Sometimes we get less. I think I chopped those in a relatively decent width. It's not perfect. I know that, but I think it's relatively decent. So we'll find out. All right, we're up here, gang. Let's see what we get here. Fingers crossed we get about $8,000. It's about what we've been getting since I've been cutting them a little bit better here. Well, let's find out. Ooh, even better than that. 9,460. So that was a good cut for me. I cut that how I was supposed to, so that's good. That's good. Now, let's go ahead and buy it. I don't know if we're going to actually put anything in there at all. Or... Ooh, wait a minute. I've had a thought. One thing we have not done yet. I might cost more money though in the long run. No, we're gonna stick with what I said we were gonna do. Ignore that completely. You didn't hear anything that I was just thinking of. I didn't tell you anything, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so the one we want is really 14,000. We don't quite have enough for that. The 7 blade is not terrible. I'd really prefer the 5.1 meter though, I think. So I'll tell you what, since we did almost get there with just one log, let me do another trip here. I'll probably get rid of that one that we chopped down. I don't know if maybe I get another one too, I don't know. But let me do another trip, or maybe 2. Let's get a few more trees up here. That way we can solidify a little bit of extra money. We can start plowing out a field. Now that field that we plow out, we're not going to drill it in this episode. It might not even be drilled in the next episode. I don't really know. We're going to have to get some more money, which means selling some more trees to get to that point, right? It's just a lot of tree work right now. It's a long ways to bring these all the way up here. I would love, as we've talked about already many times, I would love to get where is it over here in it? Yeah, selling point of some sort, but they're not cheap either, right? We talked about that. They're not even anywhere near cheap. You have this $10,000 one, which is not bad, but you can't sell wood there. So it's, oh man, we are moving all over the place here. So it's just they need something better. I mean, the selling point for wood, 120 grand. I mean, it's outrageous, man. It's outrageous. So, having said all of that, it's a lot more trips back and forth up to here. We're doing a lot of wear and tear on the tractor. You can see the maintenance there. You can see the blue bar. We're around halfway right now, which means we're going to have to do some service to this tractor. It's not going to be cheap either, right? This is going to cost us a number of thousands of dollars to get that done. I obviously filled up some gas, too, off camera. I don't know if I did that on camera last episode or not, but if I didn't, I did it off camera. I don't recall. Anyway, we filled up gas. Gas it's fine. It's not that expensive. It's $200-300 to fill it up, whatever. No big deal. But the maintenance is going to really start to play a factor here very soon. So, yeah. I guess what I'm trying to get at is it's a lot more trips. It's going to be a long time for us to get all this done. And we really need to probably start thinking about getting the greenhouse down just so we can have some kind of income every hour. We can just put the mushroom one down. We know that one is pretty decent as far as the yield of that goes and how fast we're able to make money off of that. So probably that one, right? And that'll help offset some of the loan costs too, which we only have a $100,000 loan. It's not anything crazy, but it is a loan nonetheless, right? So I will get this thing all chopped up and back up to the shop. I'll see you at the shop and we'll see what we get here. Hopefully it's more than what I'm initially expecting. You know what? I'm going to cut on that line. I don't know if that line's proper or not. I've seen those other lines on the other ones, and I know they're not right there, but it might be right here. It looks about 6 meters-ish. 5.3. So it's close. It's not exactly 6 meters, but it's close. So if I can find those on this tree, I'm probably doing okay. If I just go slightly to the right on the next one. Probably hard to find. But I'll get going on it, gang, and I will see you back up at the shop. All right, we're up here. I was able to cut that into a lot more than what we thought. A couple of them are too small, but that's all right. It still ended up being like 6 pieces. So these are the 4 bigger pieces, I think. So it should provide us the most money. It's probably not going to be much, but... And I stand corrected again. That was $5 grand right there, so that's fantastic. That's exactly what we needed. So what I'm going to do is we're going to head over here to the shop. I'm just going to leave the weight. Well, I'll keep the weight actually. I'm going to leave the winch up here. And quickly, before I know somebody's going to yell at me in the comments, and maybe you've already turned off and aren't watching anymore, but I know I need to get a logging trailer and do it that way. I know. I do feel like for me, with how slow I am at getting those into the trailer, it might still be faster to do the winch, but I know I need a bigger winch is really what we need, but this is the only winch currently available, the actual active winch you can hook to the back of a tractor, I should say. But yes, I know. I need to get a trailer. I know. It's there. It's just not as high up on the priority list yet, but it is there. It is there. I promise. Okay. Just to a quick save really quick before I purchase this. All right, there's the seeders. We need the subsoiler. Nope, subsoiler. And we want the Case IH14 with the 9-blade. I'm impartial to the standard. Let's just use the standard. I'm impartial to that design thing. It doesn't really matter. We could change the rim colors, evidently. You know what? I kind of like the black. Let's just go black. Black and red. I can't change anything else. 14 grand. And we own it. Perfect. And you can see what I'm talking about, right? This is more like, you know, your traditional, almost like a cultivator you're pulling behind. This is more for me and my speed and the way that I like to do things over those, you know, plows. There's nothing wrong with those plows. I have a hard time, you know, keeping them relatively square, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, right? So this is just a better approach for me. So this mod literally just got put on Mod Hub, I think 2 or 3 days ago now. By the time this actually comes out, it might be 4 or 5 days. I don't know. But anyway, it literally just came out regardless. It's not... Oh, if it is, it's barely a week old. If that. I don't even think it's anywhere near that. But anyway, the point I'm trying to say is it literally just came out, and it couldn't come out at a better time for us. $10,000 is expensive. $14,000 in this case is expensive. Absolutely, 100%. But it's not terrible. It's really not. For the size we're getting, for the width we're getting here, it's really not bad. So we're going to turn on the window really quick here. I don't know if I have to set... I do have to allow create fields. Okay. I figured that was the case, but I just wanted to make sure before I, you know, started here. So this is going to be kind of hard to do here, given what we know, right? You know, I can see it from a distance here, but I can't really see it otherwise, right? So what I might end up doing, and this might sound weird, but what I might end up doing is taking a little trick that one of you all, I apologize, I'm blanking on your name, I apologize. But anyway, they mentioned I should take some painting and kind of paint a line back here where my line is, you know, on my field, right? So my land, I should say, not my field. So I know where I'm at. I'm going to kind of do that same similar trick here to try to help me with setting up a field, I guess. Now, I don't want to go too close to this. I think this right here is going to be our line here. I want to put a little bit of a track in right here, and then a little bit of space here. Even though, you know, there's plenty of room still, I still want a little bit of space. I want to keep this, like I said, pretty natural. So, okay, so what do we want? What do we want to put here for our little marker? I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? Because we can just drive over it, right? So let's just make it pretty obvious. Okay, so it's a square. I want to... It's not letting me change the brush size anymore. Like, what happened to that? Why is the brush size only a square now? Why can I not do a circle? Okay, well, whatever. That's really weird. Anyway, we don't need that big of a square. Okay, so we're probably going to get rid of these two trees here, so I'm going to kind of go here. Perfect. And then down to here. Somewhere around in there, I think. And then up here. You know what? Let's do this. Let's get this. Go like this. It's going to be easier for me to see where I'm at. Yeah, so here. So like there-ish. It's not going to be a straight. It's not going to be perfectly straight. I get that, but as long as it's close, I'm fine with it. Something like that. That'll work. It at least gives me, you know, something to aim around, and I kind of know where I'm at then, right? Alright, so this bale is definitely going to be in the way, so we need to move that bale. Now, you might be saying, well, Z, you're potentially wasting some easy grass here that you could be utilizing. You're right, I am, but we've got enough grass. We really do. It may not seem like it, but we do. We just have to kind of go up that way, up by the log cabin, up around the little ponds there. If we go that way, we're in good shape, right? Okay, so let's back up here. Alright, so we got a little bit of ways to go here. So I think about here looks good to me. Let's drop this down. And we're on our way. And we are starting our very first field here, gang. This is exciting. This is not going to be the straightest thing you've ever seen, so don't hold it against me too much. I'm going to have to come back... Oops, sorry, gang, hit the microphone. I'm going to have to come back through here and touch this up for sure. There's just no way that I'm going to be happy with it on the first pass here. It's already driving me crazy. But it doesn't need to be perfect, right? It really doesn't. I kind of want it to be perfect, I guess. So I'm just going to keep going here. I'm going to stop backing up, trying to make sure I hit those little sections. As long as I get relatively close... And this is clearly not straight. You can tell it's not straight. But as long as I get close, I'm happy with it. That's fine. Now, the nice thing is this thing is very wide, as you can see, and it's not going to take us long at all to do this. It's really not. This is going to be a pretty quick job. All things considered, at least, it's going to be a pretty quick job. And that's how it's going to be. We're probably going to never get rid of this. We're probably going to utilize this for the extent of the series. Maybe we will get rid of it. I shouldn't say that. Maybe we will get rid of it eventually, but it's not going to be anytime soon, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. Even if we buy more land, I still feel like this is going to be our bread and butter for a while. I feel like the next one we buy is going to be very, very expensive, to say the least. So, now this is going to take some work here. I'm going to have to kind of just drive around this mostly and then come back and touch it up because, again, we've got trees in the way still that I want to get rid of. That little tree right there is going to go. These two trees, the one I'm kind of running right into, the one to the left of it, these all have to go. And really, we probably want to get rid of a few more of these on the outside edge as well, right? So, but you get the idea, right? You get the basic concept, the basic layout we're trying to go for here. Now that should leave plenty of room over here for the imaginary yard that we're talking about putting in over here, right? It should leave plenty of room for that as well. Sorry, gang, this tree's kind of in the way here. I'm trying to get a better angle for you, but it's kind of the only angle is kind of up and down like this. Things are working great, man. It's awesome. Now, the rendering's pretty terrible, but otherwise it's working great. And it's not going to be perfect, as you can tell. I mean, it's still not going to be perfect no matter what we do. But that's it, gang. That's our layout. That is our layout. It's a pretty decent sized square, right? That's pretty decent. Still gives us a little bit of room. Again, it's not a ton, but a little bit of room here on the edges that we can mow here. And then obviously mow all the way around this, and all the way up here we can mow up here by our log cabin, all around this area. So there's a lot of mowing still to be done. Some of it's probably not going to work because I can see a good section here that's very similar to down here. But, hey, some is better than none, I guess, right? There's a lot of this little odd look colored green area. It's like foresty area. Weird. Anyway, so there it is. There's our outline. So, pick up the next episode. We'll continue doing more of this. We will have a little bit of money between now and the next episode. I will do some more off-camera work as far as getting rid of some trees. But we're going to continue. We're going to continue finishing up, completing this, and making our first field plowed up, ready to go for whenever we have the money and we have the time to purchase a seed drill. We'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new. It's free. If you want to become a member, again, link is down below in the description. Lots of perks you'll get out of that. Yeah. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.